One unlocked door turned an ordinary night into a life-changing conversation. Please subscribe to Blind Thoughts and press the bell icon so you never miss our next story. I have always been meticulous about my nightly routine. Every evening it's the same quiet dance. Dishes washed, counters wiped, thermostat checked, doors locked twice. But that Thursday stretched long and thin. Work at the design studio had been relentless. 3 client presentations, endless tweaks to color palettes, and a delivery delay that sent the whole team scrambling. By the time I finally powered down my laptop, the clock read 11:47 p.m. My body ached with that bone-deep tiredness that makes the world blur around the edges. I poured a mug of chamomile tea and curled on the couch, determined to enjoy a few pages of a mystery novel. Instead, I found myself scrolling my phone, half listening to the faint hum of the refrigerator. My best friend Marissa called, and we chatted about her upcoming trip to Portland. Gossip, laughter, the usual. When we hung up, I blew out the cinnamon candle on the coffee table and shuffled toward my bedroom, forgetting the last and most important step, locking the front door. Somewhere after midnight, a crisp October breeze nudged me awake. At first I thought it was a dream, something about walking a quiet beach, until the air felt too real, too cold. My eyes flew open and a thin ribbon of light stretched across the hallway carpet. I slipped on a sweater and crept out. The front door stood open just a few inches, the porch light spilling pale gold into the living room. My heart kicked against my ribs. Cedar Grove is a sleepy Midwestern town, but even here an unlocked door is an invitation. I reached for my phone to call the police when a familiar voice whispered, "Claire." I turned so fast I nearly lost my balance. It was Alex, my 19-year-old stepson, home from college a day earlier than expected. "Alex, you scared me half to death," I said, pressing a hand to my chest. He stepped inside, gently closing the door behind him. His backpack hung from one shoulder, and his face was flushed from the cold. "Sorry, I didn't mean to freak you out. Dad texted me, said he had to stay overnight at the hospital for an emergency surgery. I caught a late bus and figured I'd crash here." Relief loosened my spine. "Of course. You're always welcome," I said. "But you should have knocked." "I did. Twice," he said with a small smile. When no one answered, I tried the door. It was open. That's when the realization hit me. I hadn't locked it. "That was careless of me," I admitted, embarrassed. "Anything could have happened." Alex tilted his head, studying me the way his father does when he senses I'm rattled. "You okay?" I nodded, but the adrenaline wouldn't let go. "Just startled." He set his bag down and gave the room a quick glance. "Mind if I check the house with you? Just in case." Together we moved from room to room, our footsteps soft against the wooden floors. In the kitchen, the faint scent of cinnamon from an earlier batch of cookies lingered. The guest room stood empty, the window locks secure. By the time we circled back to the living room, the tension in my shoulders had begun to fade. "You really do check everything," Alex said with a half laugh. "Usually," I replied. Tonight I slipped. We settled on the couch, a quiet comfort filling the space. He told me about college life, late-night study sessions, a campus film festival, the band he'd joined as a drummer. I brewed more tea, and we sipped in companionable silence. Outside, the wind rattled the last dry leaves against the porch rail. At some point our conversation drifted to more personal territory. How he missed his mom who'd moved to Seattle, how I'd been juggling my own demanding job. I realized we'd never had this much uninterrupted time together. Usually his dad filled the gaps, steering talk toward sports or the latest hospital gossip. Without that buffer, I saw the thoughtful young man Alex had become. "Dad's lucky," he said quietly. "You take care of everything." I felt warmth rise to my cheeks. "We all take care of each other." He gave a slow, grateful nod. Still, thanks for being here. The clock showed nearly 3 a.m. when I finally stood. You should get some sleep, I said. Long day tomorrow. He smiled, the boyish grin I remembered from when he was 12. Yeah, thanks, Claire. For the tea and for just talking. Anytime, I replied. Before heading upstairs, I double-checked the front door, turning the deadbolt with a firm click. This time I lingered a moment, feeling the solid assurance of metal meeting metal. Back in bed, I thought about how a single forgotten lock had led to an unexpected conversation, one that left me oddly grateful. Life has a way of turning small mistakes into quiet gifts. And that night, in the soft hush of a sleeping house, I promised myself 2 things. Never again to forget the door, and always to welcome the moments that arrive unannounced.